Chelsea's season is hanging in the balance right now. Nico Jackson might be the dumbest individual to ever step foot on a soccer pitch. Your biggest match of the year. You'd love to get a win. You're trying to get Champions League football. And if you're Nico Jackson, you decide to shove your elbow in a guy's face and get a red card. You're going to miss the last 2 games of the year and the first of next year, if you're even on the team, because now you're probably getting your ass sold. Congrats, Nico. If Chelsea do not get Champions League, we're going to look back on this Newcastle match as a potential massive turning point in what Chelsea's 24-25 season could have been. Man, this is a tough reaction for me because I was so confident heading into this Newcastle match. It looked like Chelsea were building momentum, building confidence in all these matches that they've played recently. I blame Enzo Maresca, I think, more than I do Nico Jackson. I thought the setup the first 30 minutes was putrid. I don't know what Maresca was doing, but Eddie Howe goes with this back 5, and maybe Enzo didn't expect that. Fair. But then you're just going to sit back and let them dominate you. Maresca got completely outclassed in that first 30 before Nico Jackson gets sent off. And Newcastle get a goal within 120 seconds of the match. And they're flying. Their fans are flying. They end up winning 2-0. And Chelsea are in a spot now where a draw or a loss there, they probably need to win the final 2 against United and Forest. But man, this is going to be so freaking hard. And I'm trying. I'm trying so hard not to be too angry here. I really am. I'm trying to be respectful to this mic and this video setup. But I'm so pissed. I am so freaking pissed. I seriously don't know what to think about this team right now. As I said on my reaction, they're young, they're dumb, they're inexperienced. Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, that's on you. Ownership, that's on you. It's like they can't get out ahead of themselves and their mistakes. And that to me is the frustrating part because you show that you have all this talent. At times, you do these incredible things. I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. You know, I don't know where to go with this video right now. Like, I'm sorry for just rambling, but you're getting unfiltered Jim right now if you're watching this Always Bayern Chelsea video, because I had to wake up at 5:50 a.m. to immediately see a Newcastle goal and then Chelsea never to be in the match. I just want to go back to Nico Jackson again because it is the stupidest play you can make in your biggest match of the year. A Super Bowl match. You know, all these are your Super Bowl UCL final match because they're all so important at the end here. And yet, you decide it's a good time for you to just have a brainless play? The crazy thing about it is Chelsea looked so much better once Nico went off. You know, that second half, I would say they dominated. I'm going to have to look at the stats here, but I would guess Chelsea had better statistics in that second half. Yeah, you know, not much in terms of XG, and Newcastle do get that second goal, kind of lucky at the end, but I don't know. It's beyond frustrating. Some credit for the second half for fighting. But if Chelsea don't get Champions League, where are we going with this team? And I'm worried they could slip behind Villa now. Let's say we even beat United, but Villa beat whoever they play next week. Then we're going to have to see what happens the last week. But if Villa outperform us, if we lose to Forest, then we're behind Villa. We're talking about 7th place at that point. What if Crystal Palace win the FA Cup? Then Conference League becomes, what's already a must-win, the biggest must-win in the history of Chelsea Football Club, because you're talking about missing out on like any European football at that point, or maybe getting stuck with Conference League again. And that would be a massive downgrade. I just don't know what to think. I keep saying that, but you go from starting hot in the year, you're thinking, okay, we're going to be a Champions League team for sure. Top 5, top 4, top 2. Maresca pumps the brakes. Fine. He's proven right. It's an immature team. Stupid fouls. Can't finish goals. Injuries. But then you get hot at the end again, and you're looking like you're going to be a team that's formidable. Lavia's back. Your midfield looks so strong. Palmer finally gets a goal. Jackson scores against Everton. But now we have this massive blip again, and you're left wondering whether Chelsea will be able to do what we think they can against Everton and Forest. We'll see what Forest does today. You know, it doesn't necessarily matter what they do because they're 2 points behind us. So either way, we're going to need 2 wins because we play them in the last week at City Ground. Without Nico Jackson, the last 2 games, our only striker on the team. What are they going to do? Bring in Mark Guiu if he's healthy? There's no chance Maresca's doing that. You going to play Tyreek George as your center forward? No, he's too small in my opinion. You going to go back to Neto? It's maddening. It's maddening. It's maddening. I'm feeling everything right now. I really am. These Chelsea games mean so much. I'm so worried about the progress of this team under the new owners, under Enzo Maresca. You need Champions League football to progress. You just do. I'm worried that if they end up in Europa or Conference League next year, this project could crumble. And I hope I'm wrong. I so hope I'm wrong, but eventually you're going to keep recruiting these guys and they're going to want to leave because you're not progressing. And it's on them for sure. It's on the players if they don't progress. And then if they want to leave, you know, fine. Maybe those players don't deserve to be at Chelsea Football Club because they wouldn't be good enough in that instance. If Chelsea want to be the team that I think they can be, you got to grab these next 2 games by the balls, take it to United at the Bridge. Take it to them. Leave no doubt. Leave no doubt. And what I mean by that is you strike first. You hit them. You hit them fast. You're going to have to hit them fast, just like you did Liverpool. Because if it gets to the end and it's 0-0, something crazy could happen. Sanchez could make a mistake. Colwill could make a mistake. It's an opportunity for these young players to show that they could be great for the next decade. They could be fantastic. They could be the team to beat for years if they grab it right now. And if they don't, they can still grab it next year, fine. But it's an opportunity to show that against a floundering United team that maybe will be thinking more about the Europa final. Against a Forest team that rightfully has been struggling lately and probably overperforming all season long, as special as they have been at times. Can you imagine the experience and knowledge these young Chelsea players would get if they can take these next 2 games by the horns and deliver Champions League football for these fans? It would honestly go down as one of the most memorable ends to a season that Chelsea has seen. And I know I haven't been a fan for a long time and been around for a lot of the titles, but that would be incredible because you have the youngest team in the Premier League on average. One of the youngest in history, in fact. And you'd be able to say, okay, we fought tooth and nail until the end and brought Champions League football back to the bridge. I mean, it could be scenes if Chelsea do it. But I'm worried. It's going to be a battle on Friday. I'm going to have to take off work. I think I'm going to have to find myself at the Highbury. It's probably going to be what's going to happen. This is going to be historic by all measures. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I feel like I've been rambling, and if there's some good information in here, fine. If there's not, I apologize, but I want this so bad for Chelsea. I want it so, so, so bad. I want it so bad. Up the Chelsea, as always. You know, London's blue. You know, Arsenal have clearly shown London will always be blue, so up the freaking Chelsea. Let's fight. Let's fight and get a couple wins to end the year.